Now look up at me.
Look up at the camera now. Maybe we'll just start with a picture of that, and at the end, we'll probably end with it.
Charlie, is your
All right. My name is Charles Stone. I'm 92 years of age, and it's been a long time. I go back to, say, December 7th, 1941. At that time, I worked in Brooklyn Theater, the Paramount Theater in Brooklyn, New York, and worked in the theater on December 7th, and I was downstairs getting ready to go up to work, and the radio was playing, and the announcement came on that we have a war where the invasion started in Hawaii that morning. Oh, December 7th, they elected people to be taken on a draft. I wasn't concerned yet, because at that time, where I lived in Ocean Parkway in Brooklyn, I met a man who he was on the Navy. A good private party, and he was can't talk. He was just like a captain, but he was taking the radio. He was working the radio at that time. So he says to me, if you want, go to school and get a job as a radio man, and it'd be very good because you get a lot of money. You take a trip from New York to Russia, all the way, the north part and everything, and he was making a lot of money. So I said, it's a good idea. So I says, I'll go to radio school. So they had the school in New York where you become a radio man. So I says, well, I want to go to school. But they told me, you go to school, you got to sign up with the Army. So I said, how to go to school private if I sign with the Army? He said, when you graduate here, you get a permit. They say you want to go to the Army, and they sign you a paper. So I went to school, and it took 6 months where I had decided to go with the Army to go to school. So when I graduated school, they says, well, you can't go on your own. You got to go where the Army sends you. He says, you told me about going to school, I could join the Navy, the ships. No, you can't go with the ships. You got to go where I send you. Well, that was the end of that. So I went home, and I went back to work. And we're waiting for them to call you in. So they call the people that were drafted. I had an enlisted man, and I went at the same time. Well, you went to the Navy. He says to me, you got to sign up for your clothes. So I'm walking in my shorts, and they put my clothes, measure me for everything. We got to check your shoes. So I put my feet down, and I wore a size 13. And the Navy says, no, you're not wrong, you're wearing a size 14. So whatever you say, I'm going to wear a size 14 shoe. I go for shoes. They don't carry 14s. Well, they carry 13s, right? So I laughed. I don't have my shoes in the army. Well, you gotta wait. We'll get them for you. So after being in the Navy for 1 week, I didn't go to a place. I can go for a weekend. So I go for a weekend for the first week, no shoes. For the second week, no shoes. Wearing my own flying shoes, you know, with the Army. So the third week we were supposed to go, was I had a toothache. So I went to the dentist, you gotta have a tooth pulled. So I said, you've got to pull a tooth. So I said, okay, you're gonna pull my tooth. I had my tooth pulled. Guess what? I went home for another 3 days. So at that time, things changed. Because I always thought that the only place we go to England or France, or where, that's where you're gonna go. Well, they sent me to school in, where did I go to school? I forgot the name of the school. It was a Navy school, Army school in Missouri. Oh, the south part of Missouri, down south of Missouri.
Fort Leonard Wood? Fort Leonard Wood? Fort Leonard Wood?
South of Fort Leonard was north, I was south. Fort, I don't remember, whatever it was different. So I went down there, got to go to our training. So every morning you get up, you go to a big lot where people go, you get online and you march out to where you're gonna go. After a while, the person who was charged, you went someplace else, nobody there. So I stepped out. I said, I've lined up the people. I'll go to Army school. So I go to Army school. And they gave us all the training to be in the Navy, construction people, you know. After a couple of weeks, they said, well, you gotta go climb a pole. Had to climb a pole, you put your belt on, put it around the pole, you put on the shoes, the spikes, and you climb the pole. So all of a sudden they taught us how to climb a pole. You go up and you come down, you go up and you come down. And you climb the pole. So I climbed the pole. Now you gotta do it like construction. You climb the pole with a big stroke and you pull up the cross arm. I go up, putting the cross arm on, then you go down. Next day you go up, climb the pole, and you go up with another man. He's on one side, I'm on the other side. You climb the pole, and he's gonna put the bolt through. While I'm doing that, on top of the pole, we're 25 feet, I think, up the pole. And the man hits my foot, kicks my foot out of the pole, and I slide down.
Oh.
So I could slide down, my right foot had the spike on the side. I come down, this thing goes through my left foot.
Ooh.
They put me in the hospital. And the hospital got it back 1943. It was a long time, you know. Over my foot, they put a big tent over my foot. Got to keep my foot in there, you know. Can't move it. Anyhow, I was lined up, and the outfit I was with, all the people I was with went to England. Went to England. So I said, what are they going to send me? I had no idea. So I went back to school after I come out of the hospital. I went back to school. And I said, I'm not going to climb the pole. You got to climb the pole. I said, not going to climb the pole. They knocked me off. I hurt my foot. I'm not going to climb the pole.
They sent you back to your unit, and most of them went to
Yeah.
Germany, and
Yeah.
here you are. And,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
are we going?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Anyhow, the people went to England, and I was still in the camp. I was still climbing the pole. And I told you we had the accident where I fell down. I went to the hospital. I came back, went to training. And I said, I'm not going to climb the pole because they hurt me. You have to climb a pole. I said, I'm not going to climb a pole. You climb the pole, go see the captain. I went to the captain. I'm not going to climb the pole. You don't climb the pole, we'll put you. And then MPs. I says, no, I'm good. You can't do that. I just don't want to climb the pole. So he told me to go out and sit for a little while, and they were talking. And I came back. Well, you go back into training and everything, and you don't want to climb the pole. Where to do that? I says, fine. Went back to training, and while I was there, they were told that a place going to India, they had an accident, and they want 135 men in the army to join the effort. What happened was the effort, 31st instruction, was in Africa, where they changed ships. In Africa, they go on a small ship to go to India. On a small ship, we had Indian people on the ship. Didn't speak English, didn't know what they were doing, just taking the ship. And going through the Mediterranean, the ship was attacked by German planes, and they sunk the ship. The ship went down, and they lost 1,365 people when the ship went down. Well, they needed 135 men to go to the Signal Corps in India. So it's fine. They didn't tell us anything. Just a paper was going. You take 2 weeks off in New York. From there, you go to California, and you'll get a ship to take you. Went down to California. And we got on the ship. And we saw the ship was sailing. We were the only ship. No ships going with us, because the Navy was a cruise ship made for construction people. So they put me on the ship, and the ship went by itself because it went faster than most of the Navy people, you understand? Except on the front of the ship and the back of the ship, the Navy put 2 guns, the big rifle, the big. What do you call the big guns? Not Navy.
Big guns. I don't know.
Big 4-inch guns, big ship, all right? So we were on the ship, and we were cruising because there was nothing for us to do. You got up in the morning, you went outside, then you were back in your room. But in the room was normally was 2 people, but for the Navy, they put 4 people with 1, 2, 3 at a time, 4 of them, 3, 6, 9, 12 people in one cabin.
Wow.
Okay? So in my mind, from what I heard, I took the top ship, the top ship, because to me that was the coolest ship. Because no air conditioning, just had cool air. Open the windows, you know. So I was on the ship, and we're on the ship for a week. Nobody knew anything. 2 weeks, nobody told us anything. We were on almost 3 weeks. We were found up down in Australia. We were going down to a ship in Australia. We were there. You'll be able to get dressed, take a day off in Australia. It's working.
Is it working?
It's working. So, went down to Australia, and it was nice. And got around, and it's, after it's set, we went to the air. The, where the trains went back to our ship, which was all the way north, you know. Maybe took an hour on the ship back and forth. Go back to where the ship was docked. Go back out there for the deck, and they start cruising again. And all of a sudden, we told, you're going to India. Where you going? Where will we dock? So we get to India. You either got the west side and the east side, you know, like this. So I figured we go to the west side. There's no, we're in the east side. We're always in, we're in Bombay. Now, we were told that from here, we're going to take a train to where your ship is. You know, if we go to the cruise ship, where 5,000 people aboard the ship. 5,000 people was on that battleship, cruise ship, you know. 5,000 people. They said, you're going to go to your outfit. We're on the ship. It's not like a cruise ship we know today. That was the dirtiest place you ever saw. I'm talking filthy. You understand? We got on board there.
Is it going?
Yep,
Yeah.
ready to go.
Okay. Okay, go to the cruise ship, one of the train from Bombay. We're going west. They didn't tell us anything. Just wherever the train going, that's where you're going. The train was filthy. I'm talking about dirty and filthy. But nothing we could do about it. We were on the ship for a whole week. We were in a place called Calcutta. We got a ship in Calcutta, and I said, well, okay. So anyhow, the train, we got to Calcutta, the lieutenant waiting there. It took 135 people to join the outfit. It was then we heard that the ship was sunk and they lost all these men because the outfit that was on the cruise ship was two cruise ships. One was a captain and the officers, and B captain when my outfit was on, that was sunk. So anyhow, we got back to where we were going to be there, and we saw that there was a pole, an empty pole, they put in the pole, that the new people came in, had to climb the pole. So I said, I can't climb the pole again, not again. So I said, you climb the pole, then you gotta walk with a cord of the shoulder, pulling the line. I says, either I climb the pole or I go with the other people. So I said, well, I'll go back up the pole. I go all the ways up to the top, and it come down. And it says, oh, I'm not gonna come down. I got up here, that's your job. I'm not gonna come down. So I was there. Another man came up and says, now you gotta go back down. I'll come down on my own. Oh, I came down. And so you went up and you came down, you're gonna climb the pole? It's only if they need it. We need it. Because what happened was the construction, Navy construction, the men were putting a cruise ship on, they're putting a pole from Calcutta all the ways north. And that ship was on the ship. They put a pump. Oh boy, on the battleship, on the new small ships, where they put gas. Where they put gas in? They put gas through the pipe, and it's going north. Now, where they put the pipe, they need a telephone line because they have to have construction. So they said, well, the ship goes, that's where we're going to go. So from Calcutta, the cruise ship was going north, and we were putting the construction with the ship. And the ship was going north, and we're going north along it. So every week, usually Monday, we would keep the ship, take the tents down, and we were moving. Every week it had a new tent on a Monday, because it kept it going north. It went all the ways north, and it took about 6 months going north, and we hit Burma. In other words, when we get hit Burma, it's going to be a different world.
Is this mountains?
Not yet, not yet. Going through Burma, going to go through Burma, and in Burma we had Japanese, the soldiers, and they had construction going on. So where they're putting the cruise ships, we were following the line, we hit the battleship with Japanese. And this is a place called Michinawa. Now Michinawa, in the middle of Burma, they're putting a landing ship. That's where they wanted the landing ship, because they said where they land, that's where they have heavy construction to keep it for Japanese. And the Navy said, no, we're going to make, the Army is going to take it over. So I had a big ship going on, the Japanese and the Americans, back and forth. But the pole line is going right through the south of the cruise ship, the Navy ship. The ships are going to land, where the airplane's going to land. I can't talk. Where the airplane's going to land.
Airfield.
So where the airplane's going to land, we have heavy construction. At this point, they says, both the line can't go where they put the cruise ships, the airplanes on the side of a mountain. We got to go through the mountain. Go through the mountain. You can't put a telephone line because you got these airplanes. We've got to take a ship, and we get there, telephone line going through the airplanes, dug a ditch, and we had all the natives people dig a ditch, going to be 6 inches wide and 12 inches deep to the telephone line.
Were you playing out cable all this time?
Yes.
And then,
You were stringing wire, and now you had to go put it in a trench.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
but
many-
the cruise ship was just for your transportation between,
Yeah. That's not crucial.
well, what you called it?
That's old.
Yeah. How many pairs of wire?
2 wires.
Just 2 wires.
2 wires.
Okay.
Because telephone line had 2 poles, just like this. Every pole had 2 lines, one this way and one all the way down, all the way down.
Okay.
Got over here, gonna get a special ship with wire kick to go through the cruise. Halfway through the cruise, digging the ditch, was I yell, "The airplane's coming in!" And here in the middle of the deck, and the airplane's gonna land, you know? Because they were told the Americans were gonna take over the cruise ship. So all was laid down flat on the ground, and the plane's coming in about this far, landing, you know. And after 15, 20 minutes, we were able to get up and dug the ditch. Well, after that, we've got to go over the lines. From India, we go back over Stillwell Road. General Stillwell was a builder. So the Lido Road, the Stillwell Road. That was a ship. Now this ship was over 1,000 feet. Up and down the mountains, around the cruise and everything, you know. Now we can go with the ship, and we have big cruise ship, big trucks going on the cruise. We'll go on the cruise. The cruise not built for ships like you. What you do is you got to put a telephone line and a ship in front of you, and a cruise ship in the back of you. And this ship went around the cruise by the wire. The wire pulled, one pulled it and one held it. Of course, the ships on the left side of the ship was off the cruise. Like, can we talk?
Take a break here. Take a break.
It's good. Okay. So, while we going to the cruise ship, the airport, Michinawa, the Burmese people, the man came over to us and says, "You people gotta help us, because usually at night, some of the people that get killed. How they get killed? Is from the jungles, a tiger comes in and kills the people."
Tigers. That's
There we
where you
go.
left off.
Okay. Anyhow, we told him we can't do it during the daytime, during construction. After he has supper, maybe we'll get a car or a Jeep or something and come around. So that night, the Jeep, 4 men got in the Jeep. We carried the rifles, 2 in the front and 2 in the back. Now you gotta know, in Burma, dirt roads, and the road is not much bigger than the size of a Jeep. You sit in the Jeep, you look out, on the left side, there's all jungle on the left side. On the right side, there was teak, where they grow a teak.
What do they grow there?
Teakwood.
What?
Teakwood.
Teak wood.
Teakwood.
No.
No?
drink, tea.
Oh, tea.
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 Oh,
Tea,
okay.
okay.
We have a tea plant on the right side.
Okay.
Now, if you look at a Jeep on the right side of the Jeep, well, you saw the top of the Jeep at night, all those little flies, they're yellow flies flying around. Yeah. So we see what's going on, and the Jeep is making the road, and we're going to turn in the road, and as we make the turn, right in front of us is a tiger. Now the tiger, the rent to this one side, and the head is going to the other side. All four of us stood up, started shooting
Shoot the tiger?
the rifles at the tiger. Yeah? But the driver, nobody stopped the Jeep. The Jeep is going, and we're shooting at the rifle. And as that happened, the Jeep went off the road on the right side of the Jeep. So we all started, who killed the tiger? Nobody knows.
But you did kill it.
We think we hit it, we don't know. Because here it's nighttime, we gotta get the Jeep. You gotta see, got a Jeep. We drove on. Anyhow, go back into our construction in the daytime. And now as we're going to the mountains, now I want you to know one thing. The mountains are so high that somehow it was so high, the airplanes that were flying were below us. So the ditches, the big ditches, they were flying through the ditches and were taller than the airplanes.
Wow.
That's how high. And everything we had to do was structured all the way down. Find up, we get to China. Now you gotta know our outfit was a tough outfit. Because in Burma, we had the Japanese, and that's this one, where I lived. That's from Japanese.
But that's from the Burmese government.
Burmese. That's Burmese.
What country is Burma today? There's no country.
Why, I don't know.
No,
Because
they just changed their name.
Yeah, to what?
it's not like India, we had city names. In Burma, we just went. We didn't know names of any place. We just went. And while we were in Burma, we found out that comes in maybe. Oh, I can't talk.
So the Burma is the mountains between India and China.
Yeah.
Isn't that, is it Tibet?
No.
Today?
No,
No, Myanmar.
Myanmar. Oh, okay.
See, we were Burma, now it's Myanmar.
Ah, okay.
That's the difference.
That's what it is today.
Even in India, we were in Calcutta, now we've got some other name, I don't know. They changed the names. Anyhow,
Mumbai is one. Mumbai.
Mumbai.
Yeah.
That's the new name.
yeah, that's
They're going
right.
back to the.
Yeah. So, we get to India. Now, India was so hot that we're in construction. We worked on, we took our pants, and the pants, we cut the legs off, made shorts, no shirts. And so, at construction. Now, going through construction, and big joke, everything empty, completely empty. And the tent were big. I'll tell you a story later. I can't talk. Anyhow, as we go to this tent in China, all of a sudden, we see this building or something down there. We went down, just one building was all big, unbelievable glass, big, one building, nothing else, no tent, just one building. I said, so we gotta find out. So I went down there, and I opened the door, walked in, and all the Chinese people, the women, sewing machines. In 1943, 44, went to 1944, sewing machines. I must have been be 50 of them.
What were they making?
I don't know. Construction, some construction.
Okay.
And they saw me, they all stopped working. I stood there, I don't know, breathed. They stopped looking at me. The owner came running out. There's a woman, got a man, white man, got hair on his body. Our Chinese men didn't have no hair, all clean, you know. And Chinese men were this tall. I'm this tall, you know.
Big difference.
Big. Never saw a Chinese, a white man. They didn't know I was American. They didn't know it.
You want to take a break?
Okay. Now, they never saw an American. I walked in, and the owner says, the man's an American. He's fighting for us, you know. So they all looked at me, and they went back to work. So we went out to do our construction. And we do our construction. One of the Chinese men came out to, you go up, we have a building with the Chinese people. I can't talk.
Take a break.
So the Chinese man says, so you go look, we have a, where people live. We saw a ship with McQueen. When McQueen was Navy ship, was a Navy, and the ship was oh, this is awful. The Navy ship was going where they lived, in the building. Anyhow.
Barracks.
Okay. So it's home, right?
Hey, ready.
Okay. So we sent back the package back to Calcutta. Now, things in India have changed completely from when I was there. When I was there, the places all scattered around. Today, in India, they do more construction there than any place else. There more people come here to America as they work in the Navy, they come, all the captains, all the people, I can't say, it's just awful. All the people in America came from India, they were all in the hospital, the doctors. They're all doctors. They came to India. All doctors. They get a title in India as a doctor. They come here, and they make it get more experience out here in America. They're all all doctors. Now, when I was in Calcutta, the woman I met was also going to school to be a doctor. Now, this is in 45. 45 to our time is a completely changed world. There are more people in India who become doctors than any other country from anybody. Right?
Yeah, they got a lot of them.
And computer scientists. And computer scientists.
And you got the good scientists, yes. They're all good. So, I'm back here in America, and things are changing. We're home in 2 years, 47. And I met my woman. 2 men were trying to pick her up, and I went over because she said, "You're going to come with me." So he left the 2 men and came with me. At a little store a block away, we'll get ice cream, get a drink, ice soda or something. We were talking, and after a while, she told me she lives on 36th Street and Notion Avenue, and I lived on Ocean Parkway. Now, if you have the notion, Ocean Parkway in Brooklyn is a busy street, you can imagine. Busy, very busy. And she lived on 37th Street off Coney Island, off the boardwalk. Now, I was born in Coney Island when I was born in 1922. And where I was born was on 27th Street, and she's on 37th Street. So I got to know the neighborhood very good, you know. So we go together, saw her every day. At night, we went over house for supper. It was very good. You have to understand, it's all Jewish people. And Brooklyn, there's major Jews in Brooklyn. So I met this woman, we were going together, and after 4 weeks, we said, "Want to get married?" He says, "Yeah, we'll get married." After 4 weeks.
How long did your marriage last?
66 years.
Congratulations.
Yes, 2 years ago. October 13th, 2 years ago. Anyhow, we told people, my wife and my father, they were going to get married. After 4 weeks, so what? I wasn't working, you know. We're going to have a place on Kings Highway in Brooklyn. Kings Highway is a major street. And we got married. And from there, we went on our honeymoon up to China, up to Canada. We went up to Canada. I went to Montreal? No.
Toronto.
By north of Toronto into Minnesota. No. Anyhow, we stayed there. It was our honeymoon. Went to Quebec. And that's where the Queen from England was there on a honeymoon. From Calcutta. From India. From England. From England, she went to Canada. And we're in the same ship. Now we got the the place was empty. The big crew.
Cruise ship?
And I was big. So it's a big.
A hotel? A hotel?
Yeah, a big hotel. I have a big, tremendous, beautiful building. And we went up there to give the tours one of the biggest ships you can imagine. Cruise ship,
Honeymoon suite.
big suite. And we went down there, the place is too big, we can't afford it. So I said, okay, take another ship. It's about $4 a day cheaper. Now that's cheap. $4 a day was very cheap.
Did you get a big room?
Yeah, big room. So went over there, and it was very, very nice. Very nice. I took my wife into a store in there, and she bought boots, because the snow. My wife got her boots. I was going, but taking her out, I caught a cold. Now we always have to go home. Now today, if you want to go to Canada, you fly. We went to Canada, took the boat from Calcutta, from Quebec, back into New York. All the time, a boat. And we go back into New York, here comes heavy cold. And we got off the boat, the cruise.
A boat or some kind? No? Train?
Train. We go off the train. Can't talk. Is it awful? We go off the train. I went to the hotel, the New York Hotel. It's on 42nd Street, about 8th Avenue. It's working good. Anyhow, I went to the hotel, and the room was very, very small, very small. But the rent was only $4 a day. That was cheap. In 47, that was cheap, $4 a day.
That sounds like a good place to cut her off.
Right there.
Okay. So now, talk about when I got married. I had no idea what I was going to do. So Eleanor and I were married for 2 years, 47, 48, and 49. During the summer, I took up at camp. I took a job over at camp for 2 years. It was very good. What am I going to do? I think I'll become a printer. Because I remember in high school, they had a hand press for printing. I said, I'm going to become a printer. So at the new place has places where you get a job. And when we get a job, you want to be a printer? Yeah, I got a job for you. How long have you been here? Oh, a long time. I never worked there for a long time. So they sent me a job. I was there for 1 day. The 1 day, you're fired. You know, I'm back off there. Every time I had a job, well, 1 day became 1 year. So long year, I just had a year after 1 day. So they sent me someplace else. I was there for 2 days. I got laid off. I went back down again. Well, I got the ship. A big ship, a big printing press, was very, very big, and they're looking for another handyman. Oh, that's my job. and then know nothing. They sent me to the place. I went to the place. I didn't know what they're talking about. Big printing press. I didn't know. There's a place over there. I went, great big printing press. The cylinders were big cylinders. Wrapper. The
Rotogravure.
before that, after.
Web.
Anyhow, it's a big press. On the press was plates. The plates were so big plates. You put them in the printing press, put like bolts on, lock them in, made it good and tight, And here was a printing press. Now the printing press went back and forth, and over on the other side was rollers. Rollers about so big, and they were picked up with the ink, and the ink put on the paper, and the rollers, the printing press, and the printing press came along, and the rollers got the ink, and it went on the rollers. It was a big job.
Offset printing. Photo offset or offset printing.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, I was on there all day. I did okay because he had to put the printing press behind on a platform, and that platform was picked up and had paper 1 sheet at a time going down the press. It was a big printing press. So I was there for 2 months. I had a good job for 2 months. By the time the job was finished, I got left off. And for 2 months, it became 2 years. And every time, it kept on adding up. And I didn't have a printing press or nothing. You just got a job, So if you wanted a job, you got to get a printing press. Go to printing organization. So with the organization, I signed up as an apprentice. I signed up. They sent me on a job, and the job was good. I was there a long time. I'm there. I wanted to become a printer because a big difference in job and printing, So I got the union on the news printing press, a book. I took the book while I was working. I took a job. And so it took me 6 months to become an apprentice to a printer. It took 6 months. I got a job as a printer. And the job was very good. Now I'm talking about 1950, 1955. The wood was good because in Florida had big money, So I became a printer, and then my wife's uncle was also a printer. He wanted to know what a printing press. I said, what kind of printing press? He said, in my basement. You want to be a helper with me with the business on the side. So I talked with him. He said, yeah, we'll become a printer in the basement. So he worked days and I worked nights. So during the day, he would do one thing, and I could come in during the day. At night, rather, he would do things for the night, and I'd come in the day and pick it up and do the printing press. It was also hand printing, So hand printing was good. Meantime, I had a job, I had this thing, so between those, we had nice money, They said maybe we'll rent this business and move to printing press and do a business. Doing the same way, I'll be there at the nighttime, you'll be at the daytime, and back and forth, we do printing. So we went over to printing press, down the street, put in a printing press, and where I was working, they bought a new paper cutter. The one they had, you worked by lever, they worked hard. They got a printing press, and they wanted to cut paper. It was very automatic for their paper. And I says, get a hand print paper cutter, I'll take it. How much you want? $10. For $10, I took the paper cutter, a big machine. And they had a guy who worked there, did things with a truck. So I said, how much you want to make my paper cutter that worked? He says, for you, $5. Now I'm going back 1955, somewhere around there. I don't remember anymore. 55, $5. The paper cutter, I showed him how to take it apart. Took big machine, I'm talking a big machine. Took the blade off, the paper cutter off, the blade, nice blade. Took that off, took the plate off, took it apart, removed it was good. And he was happy and I was happy. And after a couple of years, he says to me, after we took the place with the printing, took a big page on the block, put a paper, took it.
Tell us your birthday. We didn't have that on here yet.
I was born October 17th, 1922. Who makes us 92 years today. But we'll go back to war. We moved to printing. We had toys, children's toys, and paper. All out there. It was good for printing it and everything. So he says he's not going to work anymore. He wants out of the business. So I went to business with him, and I bought him out. It wasn't too expensive. And I stayed in business because during the daytime I was there. I have to leave about 1 o'clock, and my daughter-in-law, she came in 1 o'clock and told her business.
Maybe we'll just start with a picture of that, and at the end, we'll probably end with it.
Charlie, is your key?